I can't fathom not being in Green Bay. So that's where my mind's at. I just, not I don't only love the player, but I love the person. I love working with him on a daily basis. I think we all do, from the players in that locker room to the coaching staff. And again, I don't even want to let my mind go there.
Well, in case you missed it, there's serious drama going on in Green Bay. The reigning NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers has reportedly told members within the Packers organization that he does not want to return to the team. But that's not all. He's apparently giving options as well. There are also reports that he wants the GM fired and that he's even threatening retirement unless the situation is repaired to his liking. All right, JLC. Welcome to the show. Where do we stand with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers? Break it all down for us.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is not going to be an hour by hour, day by day changing story. You'll hear people reporting things, reporting facts, reporting quasi-facts, reporting God knows what. But really, they're at a standstill. They've been at a standstill for basically the entire offseason. And Aaron Rodgers is not somebody who goes off half-cocked or, comports himself in a certain way, says certain things, and then changes his mind. Now, publicly, he'll try to have it both ways. He'll very much hide behind what he said, what he hasn't said, what's passive-aggressive, what's over the top. He'll let the media and his agents do a lot of the work for him and claim some, degree or two of separation, but the reality is his stance is entrenched. I don't see it wavering anytime soon. At his age, with all the money he's made and coming off a stint hosting Jeopardy, which, I think Alex Trebek was making $10 million a year hosting that show, and having those kind of options, not saying he would get that job, but he has unique leverage. And I don't, the stuff about the GM works for Mark Murphy and Russ Ball. I mean, the GM is a functionary of even a higher level of management there. And you're talking about Mark Murphy and the board of directors and the people who control the purse strings. I wouldn't get too caught up in who the GM is. I also wouldn't expect Aaron Rodgers to kiss and make up with the Green Bay Packers establishment anytime soon.
So if they do divorce and they do break up, I mean, we've been here before. We've seen it with a player named Brett Favre. It seems inevitable at this point, but from an optics standpoint, which breakup would look worse, the Brett Favre or the Aaron Rodgers one?
Well, I think this one. It's happening again. It's happening in a predictable manner. And again, unlike the situation with Favre and Rodgers where it's Ted Thompson, it's old school scouting, they're sitting on a pick, and a kid who a lot of people thought could go first overall that year. It was kind of a bit of a coin flip between, him and Alex Smith as to who should go. And you get him in the mid-20s because he fell and he's sticking out on your board. I get that a whole lot more than Davis Love, who in a, not necessarily transcendent quarterback class is a guy I didn't know any teams had a first-round grade on, who is seen as a project, who wasn't being talked about as someone who should go at the top of the first round. And then they give up draft capital in a generational wide receiver draft when they think they're on the cusp of winning a Super Bowl to take a project quarterback. I just think that's entirely different than what happened the first time around. And really, it doesn't matter what I think. Aaron Rodgers thinks it's entirely different. Aaron Rodgers feels like he was ambushed and bamboozled by that situation. And Aaron Rodgers hasn't bought any of the yapping in explanation that the coach, the GM, the team president, anyone has said after the fact. So this one has the potential to get uglier. And again, Aaron Rodgers is not someone who goes through life willy-nilly, kind of just seeing what happens next. He's as calculated as they come, and he feels wronged here, and he's acting accordingly.
It does matter what you think, JLC, here on HQ, just so you know. Now, do you see the same mistakes happening again in Green Bay where they let this situation kind of linger and foster like they did with Favre, or do you think this is something that will be taken care of quickly? And what is the outcome here?
Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be anything there's no quick resolutions here. I mean, again, we're months into this thing. It's more public now than it was before, but I've been reporting that this was going to be incredibly messy since they drafted Jordan Love. The time to get their messaging straight, the time to have a bedside manner, the time to sort of coddle, if you will, Aaron Rodgers was before they made that pick. It's over a calendar year ago. And then he went out, had an amazing season, got let down by the coach, got let down by the front office, and it just cemented the idea of you tried to put me on a clock a couple years ago. I did a long-term deal with you. You do this behind my back. You go get a guy you think can replace me in 2 years. Well, guess what? It's not your time frame. It's mine. You thought I was going to be a good guy and help develop this quarterback for you for another year, and then you trade me somewhere a year from now. Well, guess what? I'm done with all of you. I'm done with him. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm done with this uniform. So stay tuned. Buckle up. And how it ends, I don't think he's there. Whether that takes a hiatus or not, this one feels like the Carson Palmer situation to me. I think he's played his last game there.
All right, real quick here. So Rodgers came out that he's intrigued by the Raiders as a potential landing spot. JLC, you see him going to Sin City?
I think there's a number of places he'd be open to playing. Russell Wilson was intrigued by Vegas. I wouldn't start handicapping teams at this point. It will come down to who's willing to give up the most draft capital, the most assets. I think there's a lot of people. You don't think Sean Payton thinks he could get another ring with this guy? Carolina, fifth-year option or not for Sam Darnold. That's a billionaire who's out to really upgrade at the quarterback position. He could end up any number of spots.
The options are endless. Jason Canfora, thank you so much for your insight, as always.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.